You know, I had a patient come into my office not too long ago. She was 78 years old. And when she walked in, I noticed something immediately. She moved slowly, cautiously, like she was afraid her body might betray her at any moment. She sat down across from me and said, "Doctor, I walk every single day. 30 minutes, sometimes 45. I've been doing it for years. But I'm getting weaker. My balance is worse. I don't understand what's happening." And I see this all the time. People over 70, over 75 especially, who have been told their entire lives that walking is the answer. Walk more, get your steps in, 10,000 steps a day. And they do it religiously, but then they start falling. They lose muscle, they become frail. And here's what nobody tells them: walking alone is not enough. Now, before you think I'm against walking, let me be clear. Walking is wonderful. It's good for your heart, it's good for your mood, it's good for your brain. But if you're over 75 and walking is the only exercise you're doing, you are missing something critical. Something that could mean the difference between living independently and ending up in a nursing home. I'm talking about balance training. Let me tell you why this matters so much. When we look at the data on older adults, the statistics are actually frightening. 1 in 4 Americans over the age of 65 falls each year. 1 in 4. And for those over 75, the numbers are even worse. But here's the thing that really keeps me up at night. Falling is the leading cause of injury-related death in older adults. Every 11 seconds, an older adult is treated in an emergency room for a fall. Every 19 minutes, an older adult dies from a fall. These aren't just numbers. These are people. These are grandmothers and grandfathers who lose their independence, their confidence, their lives because they fell. And when we look at what causes these falls, it's not usually what you think. It's not always icy sidewalks or cluttered hallways. Most of the time, it's something much simpler and much more insidious. It's the gradual loss of balance that happens as we age. You see, balance is not something we think about when we're young. When you're 30 or 40, you don't worry about standing on one foot. You don't think twice about reaching for something on a high shelf or turning quickly when someone calls your name. Your body just does it. But starting around age 40, we begin to lose our balance abilities. It's subtle at first. So subtle you don't even notice, but by the time you're 75 or 80, if you haven't been actively working on your balance, you've lost a significant amount of it. And here's what makes this so dangerous. Our brains are incredibly good at compensating. You start moving more carefully. You hold on to railings. You avoid situations where you might feel unsteady. And because you're being careful, you don't fall. So you think everything is fine, until one day, something unexpected happens. Your grandchild runs in front of you. You step on an uneven surface. Someone bumps into you at the grocery store, and suddenly your body doesn't have the balance reserves to catch you. And you fall. Now let's talk about why walking doesn't solve this problem. Walking is what we call a steady state exercise. You're moving forward at a consistent pace on a predictable surface. Your body learns to do this efficiently, and that's good. But it doesn't challenge your balance system in the ways you need. Think about what balance actually requires. It requires your body to constantly make tiny adjustments. Your inner ear is sending signals to your brain. Your eyes are giving you visual information. The nerves in your feet and ankles are telling your brain about the surface you're standing on. And your brain has to integrate all of this information instantly and tell your muscles exactly what to do to keep you upright. This system is incredibly complex. And like any complex system, if you don't use it, you lose it. When you walk on a flat sidewalk or a treadmill, you're not really challenging this system. You're not asking it to adapt to unexpected changes. You're not training it to respond quickly when something goes wrong. But balance exercises do exactly that. Let me give you an example. One of the simplest balance exercises is standing on one foot. Sounds easy, right? But for many people over 75, this is surprisingly difficult. They might be able to do it for 5 seconds, maybe 10. But 30 seconds? A minute? That's challenging. And that challenge is exactly what your body needs. When you stand on one foot, suddenly your balance system has to work much harder. Your ankle has to make constant micro-adjustments. Your hip muscles have to engage to keep your pelvis stable. Your core has to activate. Your brain has to process information from your inner ear, your eyes, your proprioceptive nerves, all in real time. And the beautiful thing is, your body adapts. With practice you get better. Not just at standing on one foot, but at all balance tasks. Your nervous system becomes more efficient. Your muscles become more responsive. Your confidence improves. I had another patient, a man in his early 80s, who started doing balance exercises after he had a close call. He was reaching for something in his garage and lost his footing. He caught himself on a workbench, but it scared him. He realized how close he'd come to a serious injury. So he started simple, just standing on one foot while he brushed his teeth in the morning. 10 seconds on each foot. That's all he could do at first. Within 2 weeks he could do 30 seconds. Within a month he could stand on one foot for a full minute. And he told me something that really struck me. He said, "I feel more confident. I feel more solid in my body. I'm not afraid anymore." That's what balance training does. It doesn't just prevent falls. It changes how you feel in your body. It changes how you move through the world. Now, I want to be very clear about something. I'm not saying you should stop walking. Walking is still important. But if you're over 75, you need to add balance training to your routine. And it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to take a lot of time. Start with standing on one foot. Hold on to a counter or a chair at first if you need to. Work up to doing it without support. Once you can do that comfortably, try it with your eyes closed. That's much harder because you're taking away the visual information your brain relies on. You can also try walking heel to toe in a straight line, like a sobriety test. Stand on one foot and reach down to touch the ground. Practice standing on an unstable surface like a foam pad or a folded towel. The key is consistency. Just like walking, balance training works best when you do it regularly. A few minutes every day is better than a long session once a week. And here's something else that's important. Balance training has benefits beyond just preventing falls. Research shows it can improve cognitive function, it can reduce anxiety, it can even help with chronic pain. Why? Because balance is fundamentally about your brain and your body communicating effectively. When you improve that communication, everything works better. I think about my patient who came in worried about her weakness. After we talked, she started incorporating balance exercises into her daily routine. She continued her walks, but she added 5 minutes of balance work every morning. 6 months later, she came back for a follow-up, and the change was remarkable. She walked into my office differently, she stood taller, she moved with more confidence. She told me she'd been out hiking with her daughter and grandchildren. She'd walked on uneven trails, stepped over roots and rocks, and she felt strong and stable the whole time. She said it was the first time in years she hadn't felt afraid of falling. That's the power of balance training. You know, in medicine, we often focus on treating disease. We wait until something goes wrong, and then we try to fix it. But with balance training, we have an opportunity to prevent something catastrophic before it happens. We have the ability to help people maintain their independence, their confidence, their quality of life. With something as simple as standing on one foot for 30 seconds a day. If you're over 75, or if you have a parent or grandparent who is, I want you to think about this. Think about how devastating a fall could be. Think about the fear that comes with feeling unsteady, and then think about how preventable it is. You have more control than you think. Your body is capable of adapting, of getting stronger, of maintaining balance, even in your 70s and 80s and beyond. But you have to give it the right stimulus. You have to challenge it in the right ways. Balance training is not optional. It's not something you do if you have extra time. It's essential. It's as important as taking your medications, as important as eating well, as important as any other health behavior. So start today. Stand on one foot while you're waiting for your coffee to brew. Do it while you're on the phone. Make it part of your routine. Your future self will thank you, and the people who love you will thank you too. Because staying upright, staying independent, staying confident in your body, that's not just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years.